What is up, guys? This is the Average Johnny coming back to you with yet another average video, and today I am finally back with another Simpsons hit and run video. And yes, I know I've been gone with these for like 2 months already, but here I am once again. I'm gonna give you guys something that you guys have been asking for. This is gonna be the 7 secret hidden cars from the Simpsons hit and run, ranked from worst to best. Now, how exactly am I gonna rank these? I'm gonna rank them based on a number of things. First thing we're gonna look at is the overall appeal. Do we actually look at this vehicle and think, oof, I would want to drive that? Let's go around Springfield and start running people over. Second thing we're going to look at, the stats. We can never ignore the stats. The stats are very important. How good is the power? How good is its handling? How good is the speed? All that sweet stuff. And the third thing we're just going to look at is the overall fun. Do we actually enjoy using this car? Simple stuff like that. So here we are. This is going to be the 7 hidden cars from the Simpsons hit and run, once again ranked from worst to best. The worst car, the monorail. Right off the bat, guys, the worst car is definitely going to be the monorail. First of all, it's not really that much of a hidden location. It's pretty easy to find. But either way, that's aside from the actual point that I'm trying to make. The monorail is horrible in design. I mean, it is the head of a train and all that, the monorail, of course. And the thing that I have a huge problem with it is the fact that it's damaged. You can't really fix it even if you use a wrench tool to it. But the worst part about it is it's basically unusable in any of your missions. If you even try to drive this vehicle, yeah, it goes at a decent speed for the standards of level 2, but the problem is if you even try to turn right, it's not gonna happen. And when you do turn right, it's gonna make the sharpest, most horrible turn ever, and you're not even gonna be able to control yourself. So basically, this car is just gonna be unusable. You will not be able to use this in your mission because it's gonna be horrible to use to even try to turn, and you just can't accomplish anything with this. It's just gonna piss you off. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna cry. You're gonna rage. You're just gonna hate this game for life if you even try to complete any mission. It does make for a good challenge though. If you do want to challenge yourself and try to even complete a mission with this vehicle, go for it. Post it on YouTube, get 1 million views. There you go. The monorail, easily the worst car to use, the worst secret hidden car at least to use in the entire game. Now, coming in at number 6, we're gonna have the ATV from level 4. Now, am I laying this on the more positive side or on the more negative side? If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to say the negative side. What are the reasons for that? Well, let me explain to you, my awesome fans. The ATV is a very appealing vehicle because it's an ATV, of course. You know, you look at this car in the trailer park within level 4 and you're just wondering, I've never seen a car like this. What if I get into it? What can I do with it? You're going to be thinking that you're going to have this very fun experience, and you actually might. But the problem is, it is horrible to control. So once you hop into it, you're just like, oh my god, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then you're like, oh hell no, what the hell did I just get into? You're gonna be knocked by cars around like nothing. You're gonna have so much trouble steering the damn ATV to even go in the right direction, and it just becomes a huge disaster. Even especially if you try it on your mission, you could definitely try to challenge yourself and see how well you can do with it, but most of the time you're just gonna end up pulling out your hair and yelling at the screen because this ATV is just not that fun to use due to the fact it has a very it's very lacking in controllability. But if you do want to challenge yourself, and if you do just want to have a little bit of reckless fun, this thing is definitely for that. So I am going to lay it on some kind of positive note in some way, and of course I'm going to mention the amazing durability that this ATV actually has. That's why I actually do have some fondness of it to some extent, but mostly the negativity due to the fact that we can't really use it for our missions. We can't really use it for like serious business within the game. So for reckless fun, definitely good thing. Serious missions, no, I wouldn't do it. the ATV lays at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have the RC buggy from level 7. Now, I know this might seem a little low to some of you, low because I am ranking it at number 5 out of 7, but I'm actually going to lay this more on a positive note. First of all, the RC buggy definitely has an amazing appeal. It's a tiny car. You step right in front of it, so immediately you're hooked, you're curious, you're like, what exactly is this small little thing? What's going to happen? Am I going to be driving? Is Homer going to be gigantic driving a small little remote car? But instead he actually shrinks, and if you actually look around with using the camera view, you can actually see that Homer is shrunken within the vehicle. Already, I love the appeal of the car. It's very hilarious, and it just makes for a cool little gag inside the game. Second thing I do want to mention is its stats. Now, first of all, let's look at the stats. It's actually a very fast vehicle. If you actually test it out, you actually do go at a very decent speed, but trust me when I tell you this, it's not as fast as it appears. When I hopped into a race, I was getting demolished. It was embarrassing, man. Yeah, I immediately had to cancel the match because it was just horrible for me. RC definitely has some great stats. However, it is very poor. It gets knocked around easily. You touch a vehicle, you're going to get knocked around. So it's not really ideal to be using, but definitely fun to use. It's very enjoyable to be using around. I definitely give it more on the positive side because I'm pretty sure that was the intention in the first place. I don't think it was intended to be in the game to use it for your missions. It was definitely there for the fun factor, and I think it definitely suited that very well. However, it is only the 5th best hidden car within the game for me. Coming in at number 4 in this worst to best series is going to have to be the Obliteration Monster Truck from level 5. Now in this level, Apu gets access to a gigantic monster truck that you have to hop onto the fountain and then use that to boost you up to where it's at. And it immediately catches your attention due to its bright colors. It has this very bright green and purple look to it. So immediately you see it and you think that wasn't there in level 2. So you grab onto it, you hop on, and then you immediately think, how many kids am I going to run over with this vehicle? How many cars am I going to demolish? How many amazing stunts am I going to do with this vehicle? The appeal factor is definitely there. That's why I really like this vehicle. Now let's talk about the stats. The stats go up and down for me. It has decent speed. You can definitely use it for wrecking cars just for the fun of it. However, it does take a couple hits for you to start seeing smoke on it, and immediately the fun just kind of ends there. The second thing I do want to mention on the lower side is the fact that its control is pretty poor. It's not really the best for me. I mean, it's pretty decent, but I do find myself having trouble controlling it every once in a while. So overall, it's not the best for me. The third negative thing that I am going to point out about it is the fact that because of the fact that it's so huge, you can't really get into those narrow spaces that you might want to get into. So you got to be more or less careful with it. But regardless, I do love the appeal. I like the gigantic monster truck look. So if you're one of those people that like wrecking stuff, you can definitely use this thing, and it's going to be a good time for you. I really do like the big monster truck. I think it was a terrific addition to the game. Within every list that I make, I always feel like there's going to be that one pick that I make that is going to spark debate over whether I made the right choice or not. Number 3 is going to be the Speed Rocket from level 1. Oh my god, man. The Speed Rocket is the car that everyone who's played this game remembers. Specifically because it's one of the easiest cars to actually find. It's right there on the sidewalk when you're nearby Mr. Burns' mansion, and it's just right there, and right off the bat you're wondering, what the hell is this car doing here? It's a rocket. Like, it's already got that appeal factor. You see a rocket, you immediately want to get into it. You're wondering what the hell it can do. Once you get into it, it's a whole new experience. It freaking has a blue flame coming out of the back. So right off the bat, you're just like, holy shit, this freaking thing is crazy. It goes insanely fast, man. It is possibly the fastest car in the entire game, colliding with the open wheel race car. And it's just a lot of fun to use. It's super fast. It's just got that blue flame, like I said once again. It has the appeal factor already to it. The stats are pretty crazy. Now let me tell you exactly why I had to put it at number 3. The one thing that took it down so far is how fragile it is. My god, man. Why did they have to make this car so fragile? What I'm talking about is you can be going as fast as you are. You're having fun. You're going crazy. Like, oh my god, the rocket car. And immediately you smack into a wall and boom, smoke. Already you got smoke. I'm not sure how many hits it will take for you to blow up the car. It'll probably take 2 or 3. Now that's exactly what has been dragging this thing down for me. From me ranking it at number 1 at least. There are other factors that may not really sit well. It's just also the fact that it has not the best control, but it's really outweighed by the fact that it's very fast and it's very fragile. Those are the main 2 things that people are going to remember about this car. It's insanely fast, but I can't freaking do anything with it because it gets destroyed way too easily. My god, man, if this thing was indestructible, easily the top spot on this list. However, because of the great memories, because of all that, it's definitely going to be one of my favorite cars in the entire game. But it has to sit at number 3 just solely for the fact that it's not going to be the most usable car in the game, and because it's just so damn fragile. Why did they have to do this to us? Guys, believe me, it was really hard for me to put this at number 2 and now put it at number 1. This was a pretty hard debate, but either way, let's get to it. Number 2, the Night Boat. Man, there's finally something that I finally enjoyed about Lisa's missions. The night boat is a hidden vehicle that you can find aboard the Sea Spanker, and it's actually one of those good hidden locations because it's on these big crates in a hidden spot. So yeah, I do like the hidden spot itself. Now let's talk about the car. It has a very great design, man. It looks like it's basically designed to be like a boat that can ride on sidewalks. It has these purple flames coming out of the back. Already it has an appeal factor. It just has that great design. It looks kind of shiny and everything. But the reason why I really like this car is because of the standard that we're expecting out of Lisa's level. We're expecting slow cars and everything. You get in the night boat and it's decently fast, man. It's a very decent car. But now let's think about it. Every time we get into one of these secret cars, there's always a design flaw. Does this one have that? Not really. There's actually not a lot of design flaws that you can think about. Obviously, it's not a power vehicle because it's very small. It has that speed factor, so I would expect maybe it's very fragile. Not as much as the rocket car from level 1. So actually, I am a huge fan of this car because it has some amazing stats. It's very usable for your missions, and I've just always had a lot of fond memories with it, so definitely ranks up as my number 2. What ranks number 1 in my worst to best secret cars list, you may say? I have to say now, it's going to be the Planet Hype 50s car from level 6, otherwise known as Bart's secondary missions. Why the hell does Bart get all the cool shit in the freaking game? Like, seriously, man. First of all, let's start talking about the appeal factor. It definitely has an appeal factor. It has a great look. It has an amazing design. It's very shiny looking. Immediately you want to hop into it. It just looks so freaking badass with that Cadillac appearance. It has that classic car look. All that good stuff, man. Now let's talk about stats. Stats wise, it's pretty decent speed. It has good handling. You can actually control it, unlike many other vehicles that I've had to mention. And now let's talk about the small little downside, and it's very minimal, to be honest. It's not fast compared to all the other cars that are available to you after once you get to this level. There's definitely better options in terms of speed. However, because of the decent stats, it actually stands out as one of the better hidden vehicles in the entire game. Now let's talk about its hidden location. It's hidden in one of the most secretive places that you will pass right by it and you will not notice it until someone has to point it out to you on YouTube. It's that kind of secret hidden location. It's pretty freaking, it has a really good hidden location. I always liked it. I remember first discovering it as a kid and I was like, why the hell did I not find this car before? Like, once again, it all goes back to that appeal factor. It's definitely enjoyable to use. I've always liked it. You can actually use it for some of your missions, so don't get me wrong on that. It's definitely usable for your missions. It's just not one of the fastest cars in the game. But regardless, I have so many fond memories with this car. I love it, man. It definitely has to rank as the best car, the best hidden car in the entire game for me. So those were the secret hidden cars from the Simpsons Hit and Run, ranked from worst to best. If you guys agreed with what I gave you guys today, let me know in the comments below. If you disagreed with it, also let me know in the comments. And if you just hate me overall, let me know in the comments below. We can help you with your mental illnesses. I'm just kidding, guys. Man, it's been a while that I've actually done these top videos and I honestly miss it, but I've been very busy. I've had to take care of a lot of things, but I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with them, and hopefully you guys are staying tuned for those top videos as well. So once again, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you would like, and stay tuned for plenty more content to come. Hopefully you guys will have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one.